Hi everyone.
Hello.
I'm Myrto.
And I'm Spyros.
And today we're playing Echoes of Tomorrow, both the solo and the two-player version. I will explain the rules for the solo. We will play a solo game together with Spyros in a kind of a cooperative style, but it is a solo game. And then we will explain the rules for the two-player version and play a two-player version as well. I will put timestamps so you can move back and forth in the video as you like, whatever you're interested in watching. Echoes of Tomorrow is a print-and-play game designed by Alec Hoptroff. It's developed by Chris Paki, and art and illustration is by Vittoria Pomplani and Florian Fiedler. It is published by PNP Bundle, and it is currently in the upcoming or live on Gamefound. It depends on when exactly the campaign will go live and when exactly this video will be up, so I'm not quite sure in exactly what stage it is going to be in, but in any case you can follow the campaign there. It is a bundle of 3 print and play games, so follow them there, keep up with the updates, and of course support them. We will make playthrough videos of the other 2 print and play games as well, so if you want to stay tuned, subscribe, hit the bell button to get notified whenever those videos go live. And yeah, Echoes of Tomorrow is all about a never-ending nightmare. We are stuck in a loop, we are having a recurring nightmare every night, and we want to overcome it. So, we need to gather strength, which is the orange stat down here, to overcome our past regrets. The courage, the blue stat, purple, blue, to overcome worries of the future. And then we have to defeat the final enemy or enemies, which are insecurities about our present self. All of these are represented by mythical creatures. The mythical creatures is a deck of a total of 18 cards. Some of them you see up here and others are within the deck. So, defeating these creatures is the goal of the game. If we manage to defeat the creatures of the pyramid before we run out of cards in the deck, before we have 3 or less cards remaining in the deck, we win the game. If we don't manage to do that and we run out of cards before we manage to defeat the creatures, we lose. We have a deck of 18 cards, that's the total of the game, and a player board, so to speak, here. And we have randomly selected 6 cards to put in a pyramid. These are our enemies. We will be facing and defeating these enemies, hopefully, successfully, and we can only face those that are completely revealed. So for now, only the 3 bottom ones are available to fight, to combat. As we will, these will be removed when we defeat them, more will be revealed underneath, and we can then defeat those as well to reach the final enemy, which is, in this occasion, the Thunderbird. The rest of the deck, which is 12 cards, has been shuffled and placed here. It is considered a face-down deck, even though it doesn't look like it, because this side of the cards is the solo version, and the other side, which has the icon at the top right corner, is the two-player version of the cards. So a deck like that is considered a face-down deck, and this is considered the back of the card when we are playing a solo game. The opposite is true when we are playing the two-player version of the game. So we have shuffled the deck, placed it in its space down here, and during the game we will be drawing cards from the deck, placing them in the loop area, always from left to right, and resolving abilities. The abilities, actually the card, let's take a look at the card. Every card has an ability that gets resolved when it is in the loop area. It's this icon here, which you can also see down here. It may have a keyword, not all cards have keywords, but some do, which activate special abilities. And it also may give stats, either courage or strength. We resolve everything when this card is in the loop area. During the game, if we, under certain circumstances anyway, when we do not defeat enemies, cards from the loop area will be moved in the memory area. These cards are do not count towards our deck, so they reduce the size of the deck, bringing us closer to losing the game. But while they are in the memory area, they provide a special ability, an ongoing ability, which is the bottom ability down here. Since the memory cards are in addition to the loop area, the more cards we have in the memory area, the more powerful we become. But also, our deck becomes smaller and we risk losing the game. Next up, we have I keep showing the two-player side of the card, but the abilities are quite similar, so it doesn't really matter. Next up, we have those stats on the top left here, which are only relevant when the card is an enemy. So we only look at those for the cards that are in the pyramid right now. This is the strength and courage that we need in order to defeat the enemy during a round. We need to have those stats to defeat an enemy. And we look at the bottom row if the card is in the bottom row of the pyramid, the middle row if the card is in the middle row of the pyramid, and the top row if it is the one in the top. Together with the top requirements in courage and strength, some cards, as the Thunderbird, also have special requirements, which in this case is this icon right here that says that we need to have one pink-purple card with a star icon in our loop area when we decide to fight the Thunderbird. This is interesting information to have because we know that during the game we will have to make sure that the cards with the star icon should probably remain within the deck so that we can actually fight and defeat the Thunderbird. And since I mentioned the icons, the final thing on the card apart from the artwork and the name is the icon on the top left, which is relevant for such abilities like the one I just described, but also for some abilities down here that give you extra strength or courage based on how many of the icon you may have in your loop area or the memory and stuff like that. With that, I think we can begin, and we will explain the keywords as we go, and everything that happens if you defeat or not defeat an enemy. So we shuffle the deck, place it there, and start playing. Also, it's worth noting that this is the easy version of the game that we are playing right now. If you want to make the game harder, you start with less cards into your deck. So before you even begin the game and set up the pyramid, you remove one card at random from the deck and have a total of 17 cards within the game. You can do that with 16 cards for even higher difficulty, and I think with 15 as well, but that is considered pretty much impossible to defeat. That's mentioned in the rulebook. So this is the easy version, just basic stuff for us today. Okay, and it is a solo mode. We just discuss the decisions amongst us so that we can both take part in it. So, to start the round, we take cards from the top of the deck and reveal them, placing them from left to right into the loop area. 3 and 4. Now, first thing we do is to resolve any keywords in any order we wish, apart from the block, which is always resolved first, and it is also the only ability that is mandatory to resolve. All the others are optional. Okay. The block activates and blocks one of the cards that is next to it. So now that the unicorn is here, it blocks the jackalope because we don't have any choice. But if it was in one of the middle slots, we would choose one of the cards on its sides to block it. We would have a choice, which we don't currently. Blocking a card means that we don't get to activate the ability. We wouldn't get a keyword if it had any, but we also we will not get the stats from the jackalope because it got blocked from the unicorn, which is an undead unicorn, as it seems. Then we have switch, which would allow us to switch one of the cards in our memory area with one of the cards in the loop area, but is currently not possible to do because we don't have any cards in the memory area. And similarly, the recover allows you to get back cards from the discard pile, which is currently empty, so currently it doesn't do anything. So that's technically we have resolved the keywords, and now we are ready to move on and get our stats. The unicorn gives 1 courage and 3 strength. This does not do anything because it was blocked. Now some cards like the vampire give you either a small amount of the ability, 1 courage in this situation, in any case, or 3 if it is positioned correctly. The icons here represent the loop, the 4 slots of the loop, and in the case of the vampire, if it is placed in the 2 middle slots, in one of the 2 middle slots, it gives the 3 courage. It is the tick mark. If it was in one of the slots with the X mark, it would only give 1 courage. So we take 3 because we got lucky. So we have 4 in total. And finally, this does not give any stats, so we end up with 4 courage and 3 strength. And now we compare that to whatever is required from the 3 enemies here, which seems that is not enough to defeat any of them.
Yes.
We would need at least 5 strength to have any hope of defeating them.
Yes.
And I just noticed that all of them need a lot of strength and not so much courage, so maybe that's good information to have about the future. In any case, we did not defeat an enemy this round, we are not able to.
Yes.
So, we do 2 things. We choose one of the cards in the loop to place in the memory area, which, as I said, reduces the size of the deck, but it gives us an ongoing ability down here, that is the ability that gets activated when the card is in the memory area. And since this card is in addition to the loop, it makes us stronger over time. It helps us face the nightmares in the future nights. And then we will take another one from the cards in the loop area and discard it. Discarding it removes it from the game, but there are abilities like the recover that we just mentioned that allow you to take it back in some cases. But again, it reduces the size of your deck. So do you have any preferences?
I believe because we need a lot of strength, and we can build this one ability for the memory.
Okay. This means that we will not defeat a lot of monsters, but yeah, it's one passive, it's one
passive all the time, and if we fail, we always
How about this one, though? We have, how many? Oh.
I think there are 2.
Oh, there aren't enough.
Yes.
Not even 2. It's just 1. We're looking at the wrong side. I'm sorry.
I think there are 2.
We can look at the deck. The round is over anyway.
3.
3. Okay. How do you feel about that? I don't disagree. Just.
You can try it. Okay.
You prefer this one?
No.
Really?
This is randomly. This is always plus
okay.
1.
Always plus 1 then. And then which one do we remove from the game? Well, not permanently maybe, but.
You can choose.
I would say this one because it doesn't give stats.
Okay.
Since it didn't go in the memory, it can go outside of the game.
Okay.
Now, to reset, that was the end of the round. We reset the stats to 0, and we take every other card from the loop and shuffle it back into the deck. That's why I said that we are allowed to look into the deck, because it gets shuffled at the beginning of each round, so it didn't matter if we took a pick on the order of the creatures. Next round, we refill the loop area. Okay, place the deck here, and again, we start with the keywords. We have 2 switch keywords. Technically, only one of them is enough with 1 memory card here. That allows us to switch the unicorn, which is currently our only card in the memory area. In any case, any card from the memory area with any card from the loop. So, are we interested in any of that? In the past, we've seen this work very well. But you're not wrong about the passive strength either.
Yes.
And
but if we put a block, we will block a card.
That's true.
We can block that one if we swap this one, and then we'll have 3 strength plus 1, 4.
But we will be able to swap. It doesn't seem to work.
Yes.
This is not very interesting either. Could that work? If no, never mind. Should we leave it as is then?
I think yes, and we probably fail this
We
round,
will fail again, yeah. Okay, so we don't switch anything. We have an option. We don't recover a card from the deck, from the discard pile. So this one is incorrectly, it's not in its optimal position, so it only gives 1 courage. This one is correct, so it gives us 3 more courage. This is not, so just 1 strength. This does nothing, and then this one gives us 1 strength per card in the memory area, so 1. So we end up with 2 strength and 4 courage, which is not enough to defeat anything. This is not very unusual. We've had this happen before and we won the game because the memory area becomes stronger when you lose early on. So again, we have to choose 1 card for the memory and 1 for the discard pile. And what do you think this time? I don't think I like this.
For memory?
Yeah. I do like this one for a memory. It's worked well in the past. What do you think?
I'm trying to seeing the other creatures. They won't work in the Fawn and the Kraken.
Ah, because they have equal...
Yes, and we are trying to build on the strength in these 3 cards already.
Okay.
So I think I will go with the mummy.
Okay. I'll follow your lead then. And then which one do we remove from the game? The Minotaur?
Sure.
I don't think these abilities work very often unless you plan around them a lot. So, okay.
Yes.
Reset. You do the cubes. Oops. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we didn't get lucky with that one. But we have a switch keyword, a freeze keyword, and we haven't seen a freeze so far. Freeze does not do anything right now, but allows you to keep one of the 4 cards in the loop in place for the next round, because as you saw, all of them go back into the deck and get reshuffled. We can choose one of them to keep in its exact place for the next round as well. Do we want to do that? Not that, for sure.
Yes.
We can freeze itself if we want to. This says ignore the lowest, either courage or strength, from the card that you are trying to defeat. So it would be the courage. Okay, go ahead.
I'm not sure.
We could lock this one.
Yes.
Yeah, the Phoenix.
Yes.
Okay, we'll keep the Phoenix for the next round then. Okay, that's the freeze. Do we want to switch?
I don't think so.
Okay, if you took a look at that. So are we getting stats?
Yes.
So this is not in its proper place, so it only gives 1 courage. This one gives 1 courage. This is the ignore the lowest, so we don't get anything from it. And that gives 1 strength per star icon in the loop, so 2 strength. And then we have 1 strength per card in the memory, so that's another 2 strength. And that's 1 card per star in the loop, so another 2 strength. Very strong this round. Okay, finally. So we have 6 strength, and we don't need the courage because of the zombie. So do you think we go for the Cyclops?
Yes.
Because it was a lot of strength that we...
Yes.
Okay, great. Now that we defeat a creature, instead of what we did before, we take the creature, which is the Cyclops, and we have a decision to make. We either place it in the memory area and remove one of the memory cards into the discard pile, or we place it in the deck and remove one of the loop of the cards in the loop into the discard pile. So what do you think? By the way, this, if it is placed in the memory area, has the extend keyword, which allows you to draw an additional card for the round. So you have a total of 5 cards. So that's quite good.
Yes.
Instead of this?
I think yes.
Because
Mummy
it's luck-based.
Yes.
Okay, so we place it here and discard the mummy.
Okay.
Okay, so we would clear the loop, but we have frozen the Phoenix in place with the ability of the witch. So only these 3 gets shuffled. Do the cubes if you want. And I think that now you've seen pretty much everything. Maybe a couple of keywords missing.
Move keyword.
The recycle. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So we have
extend. So
yeah, that gets activated together with the loop. Yeah, so we do it first. Okay, and this card can be placed anywhere. It does not cover the card underneath, and yeah, it doesn't matter where we place it in this situation. So I'll place it here, just not to cover the above. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's place it here. Let's say. It needs to be placed in one of the slots, but it does not cover the card underneath, so...
It's like we have 5 cards.
It's like having 5 cards, yes. So, with the freeze, we can freeze 2 cards now, including the zombie if we want to. We got lucky with the stars this round.
Yes. We can freeze the 2 right. The
These
Phoenix
2?
and the Jackal, yes.
Don't you want to keep one of the stars and the Phoenix because...
Okay.
to keep the phoenix because it activates by itself, but also keep another star for the phoenix.
Okay, the Medusa.
Okay, go all in strength.
I
don't disagree, I'm just asking.
We have enough.
There is strength here as well.
Yes.
The witch?
Okay.
So we freeze the phoenix and the witch.
Okay.
Okay, and now we're done with the keywords. So, 1 strength, 1 courage. That's 1 courage plus 1 courage per star. So 1, 2, 3. Wow, that's a lot. 5. That's 1 strength per star in the loop. So 1, 2, 3. So that's 4.
Yes.
And then we have 1 strength per card in the memory. So 2. And 1 strength.
Okay.
A total of 5 courage and 7 strength. So we can do either of them.
Yes.
The werewolf or the genie.
Depending
what we get, but also what we reveal.
Yes.
That's interesting. I like the move keyword, but would we replace any of them?
I'm not sure.
That's a no.
Yes.
Okay. Not the recycle either. By the way, the recycle that's here says put 1 card from the loop area on the bottom of the deck and draw 1 from the top of the deck to fill its space. So you're recycling the loop area. So the card we will take will probably go into the deck then, because we don't want to change these.
Yes.
So which one of those do we want in the deck? The werewolf?
Yes.
Okay, so we take the werewolf because we had a choice on which one to defeat. And also, by the way, you can only defeat 1 creature per round. So in this case, we had to choose. We cannot say we defeat both. And yeah, so we discard one of these. Then
and can we discard the zombie?
yeah, it's in the loop.
Okay.
Do you want?
I think.
Okay.
It's not very strong now at that
It's
moment.
just a poor zombie.
Yes.
And we refresh. We clean up these 2 because the other 2 are the ones that we chose to freeze.
Okay.
Reset the cubes as well. And 1, 2. So we have a switch and a freeze. This is incorrectly positioned. We have an extend. Shall we do that first?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so now we can place this card wherever we want, so we place it somewhere in the middle spaces to get it activated properly. And it is a second switch, so we now have 2 switch and 1 freeze. At this point...
I think we don't have to move anything.
Do nothing, but which one do we freeze? I don't disagree. What will we need? Have you counted? Can we defeat the genie?
I think we can defeat the phone.
Oh. We're that strong. Okay. So we'll need strength for the next round, is what I'm trying to...
Yes.
So we freeze the phoenix again.
Okay.
Okay. So we freeze the phoenix again and then we count. That's 1 strength plus 1 per gear icon. So that's another 2 in the loop only. These don't count. That's correctly positioned. So it's 3 courage. That's another courage. That's incorrectly positioned, so it's 1 courage. That's 1 strength per star icon, so that's 2 more. And then we have 2 from the unicorn and 1 from the cyclops. That's a lot. Yeah, okay. 5 courage and 8 strength are enough to defeat the fawn, which needed 5 and 5 because it's in the middle row. Yeah, okay. So we defeat the fawn, and do you think we place it in the memory or in the deck?
Another extent.
Oh, if we replace
Maybe
the unicorn. You like it?
Okay, let's try it.
Okay. So we do this and take the phone here. And then we have frozen the phoenix and take this back into the deck. One, 2, wow, and 3.
2 for the extent.
That's true. We use both extents, so this, let's say here, and this. The placement does not matter, so let's place it there. Okay, so
We have
Wow,
a
that's a
switch
lot now.
to freeze.
We did the extends. We can do the recover though, which is to put one card from the discard pile on the bottom of the deck, so it's for the next round, but then we discard this guy to the discard pile, so we can take one of those back. What do we... Not the recovers.
Let's take
Okay.
the Minotaur.
Yeah, okay, at the bottom of the deck though, because we may draw cards, so these are in the discard, and then the Yeti goes into the discard as well. Nice. And now we have to switch, which...
We don't need.
The thing is though, that we have used the extends.
Yes, but they are already in the... We will move them to the loop.
And then
we
we
will
lose them.
in the next.
True, we still have a lot of game ahead of us.
If we
If
want
we
to
freeze
boost...
them. Ah,
If you
no.
want to boost the permanent +2.
The extend feels stronger.
Yes.
Okay, so we leave those here. We choose not to do the switch. And then we have the freeze.
And we're gonna need 6 and 6.
Do you think that we can keep the switches frozen to have more flexibility for the next round?
Sure.
Yeah, they're both correctly positioned, so they're strong.
But I don't know if we need
That much
6.
courage.
Okay, and we're gonna have 3 strength, and we need 3 strength from our 2 cards.
If we switch those smartly, though, we will have 5 strength. Okay, maybe keep one switch.
One switch.
One switch in the Phoenix as always?
Yes.
Okay, so these will be frozen. I like it. And counting. This is 3 courage, +1, 1 strength, 3 courage, and 1 strength per star, so 3 strength. And then we have 1 courage and 1 more strength. That's more than enough to defeat the genie.
Yes.
So we take the genie, remove our cat's hair from it, and what do we do with it? This has the move ability, which allows you to move cards into the loop area, which, as you saw already, is useful for these cards, absolutely, and for the block sometimes to decide where you want the block to go. But otherwise, it's not that powerful. Do we prefer the move from the extend?
Or you can... No.
So we put it in the deck.
Yes.
Okay, and then we discard one of these. Shall we get rid of the freeze? Because we are nearing the end of the game.
Which freeze?
Which freeze?
Depending if it will be in the deck or in the memory. Because they are vice versa.
Well, right, yeah. I would go to remove the witch, because we have... Okay, so the witch gets removed. Yeah?
Yes.
And we froze those 2, so these go back into the deck. 2 more enemies to defeat. And the Thunderbird needs 4 courage and 10 strength plus a star card into the loop. Okay. 1, 2. We have a freeze and 2 switch plus 2 extends. So let's do the extends. This is not important, and this needs to be in the outer spaces. So I think we have a lot of good things going on.
Yes, I think we are good.
Do you want to freeze the Minotaur because it's very strong there?
True.
Literally, it gives a lot of strength. Okay, so we freeze the Minotaur.
Okay.
And do we need to switch, or do we...
No.
Have you done the math? Okay, you're very fast.
Yes.
So we choose not to do anything else and count up... we didn't reset those. So 2 courage, 3 courage, so 5, 1 strength, 3 courage, okay, 3 strength, 1, 2, 3 strength, another courage, and another strength. We're very good.
Yes, let's see the Thunderbird.
Okay, so the Kraken is defeated. It's a block, so I don't know if I like it in the deck.
Yeah.
But in the memory, it removes one of the extents. But we could use the extra strength if we remove the phone. Or should we risk having it in the deck? The block could destroy us, I think.
Okay, and we can remove the Kraken from the memory if
Yeah,
it goes there.
we cannot. It's a card that says it can't be removed from the memory field. But do you agree that you don't... The deck is quite small right now, so it's very likely to see it and it will block something good.
Yes.
Yeah?
Okay.
So we remove the phone? Okay. We're not very happy about that, but...
We have frozen the Minotaur?
We have frozen the Minotaur, so let's bring it down here and reset everything else. Okay, we have a lot of cards in the deck, so even if we don't manage to defeat the Thunderbird with the first go...
Don't jinx it.
Well...
It's just a Thunderbird.
Maybe people are more interested in watching us fail than watching us succeed. 2, 3, and we have one extend, so I do it immediately. Let's say there. A freeze is... No, it may be important. So we freeze the Minotaur again.
Yes. To have it for
And
the
then
future.
we can switch. But the question is, do we need to? These cards need stars, which we can't bring in. Okay, this can give a lot of strength if it goes into the loop. Here, though, because we don't want to get rid of the Minotaur. And this is incorrectly positioned, so that could be good if the game ends now.
Let's do the maths then.
Oh yeah, that was nice in Greek. So if we switch those, what do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10
Okay.
strength. And we also have 1, 2, 3, not that one, 5? Yeah, so it's done.
Yes,
okay.
because we have the Phoenix.
Nice.
the stars,
So
yes.
we switch the Gremlin with the Cyclops with this ability. And then we count again officially. 1 strength, 1 per star, so 2 strength. That's 1 courage plus 1 courage per star, so another 2. That's correctly positioned, so it's 3 strength. That as well is another 3. And then we have 2 courage and 1 strength. And that allows us to swap the stats if we want to, which we don't, because we have 10 strength and 5 courage to defeat the Thunderbird. I had a mini heart attack there because I had forgotten about the special ability, but we do have...
Yes, I told you that we have the Phoenix and the Medusa, the star.
I thought you were talking about these abilities that got stronger because of it, and I had forgotten the card requirement. Well done!
Well done.
Yeah, it's usually me who has the nightmares and Spyros who takes care of the monsters though. But yeah, we work together now. So that's the solo mode done successfully, again in the easy mode. So yeah, if you want to make it harder, there are ways, trust me, to make it a lot more harder. And now we will move on to explain the 2-player version and play against each other. So we take everything away and create a deck here. Now we need 1 player board each. And I don't think we have enough room in the screen, so we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. We decided that this is probably the best setup because we are supposed to stand against each other. We haven't repositioned ourselves though, so the hands may be a bit weird, but it's the best way to figure this out and fit it in the screen. So we are using the other side of the cards now with the 2-player icon at the top. So technically this is now the face down deck instead of the other side. The cards are extremely similar. It's just, I think, 1 ability or 2 that didn't work well in the same way in the solo and 2-player version, so that's what they changed. The rest of it is very similar. We have the same deck of 18 cards, which we will randomly split in 2, and we will take 9 cards each. This is going to be our face down deck. At the beginning of the game, we will draw randomly the top 2 cards of the deck, both of us, and we will decide which card we want our opponent to face. And we'll place it at the top of the opponent's player board. I will place my card here and Spyros will place his choice right here. That's the opponent we are facing. There is no pyramid here. You choose which enemy your opponent faces. The stats are fixed because there is no pyramid, so you know how much courage and how much strength you want. The opponent needs to defeat the enemy. The trick is though that if they defeat the monster, they take it, as we did before. You either place it in the memory and replace, it's the same thing, or you place it in the deck and remove 1 card from the loop. If you don't defeat the enemy stays there until it gets defeated. And you are forced to take 1 card from your loop area and place it into your memory area. You do not also remove 1 card from the game as we did in solo mode though, probably because the deck is too small and it would be too much of a punishment. And I think these are the main differences.
Yes.
Overall, the game is played kind of simultaneously, so you can decide your keywords and courage and strength at the same time, but we will do it one by one just to show you how it works and see how the game exactly plays.
I think you put it...
Okay. Of course I did. Okay, so we shuffle.
Give me the best 9.
What are the best 9? I'll try to give you all the block cards, which I don't like very much. Okay?
Give me the undead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Thank you.
What do we have? You can look at the symbols a little bit at the beginning just to have an idea of what you have in the deck. I have the 2 health cards.
I have 1. No, it's it's the other side.
That's true.
This side.
Oh, wow. That's much different. You have a lot of cogs. I have a lot of stars.
Okay.
Okay. So, face down, and you'll have to keep reminding me this because we just played the solo and now I get confused of the face down and the face up. Shuffle and draw the top 2 cards. Place the deck. That's confusing as well. Face down, nice. And now we choose which one we want our opponent to face.
Okay. It was an easy choice.
Okay, then you take this one. This gets reshuffled into the deck and we start the game normally. And 1, 2, 4. So, it doesn't matter who goes first. Technically, no one goes first. Shall I?
Yes.
I have a freeze and a switch. The switch does nothing at this point of the game, so it's only a freeze. And I think... wow, I have a lot of courage and no strength at all. But I will freeze the vampire because it's in the correct place here. And then I have 1 courage plus 1 courage per star, so that's another 2. 1 courage from here, 3 from here, which is 7, and then another 2 from here, but I don't have any strength at all. So
well, we have a lot of courage.
yes, I don't defeat the enemy, but we will resolve this after Spyros goes through his cards as well.
Okay, I will block the Phoenix.
Okay.
Nothing else for the keywords, so I get 1 courage and 3 strength from this one. 1 courage and 1 strength, and 2 strength. Not enough for a mummy.
Okay, so none of us defeated the enemy. So these cards stay here, and now we at the same time decide to take one of our cards from the loop area and place it in the memory area.
Okay, I will take my block out.
Okay, I'll take the genie. And then we clean up. I had frozen the vampire in place, so I take just these 2. shuffle, and keep going. So, since we don't have a pyramid to defeat the enemies and win the game ends in 2 players when at least one of the players has only 3 or less cards left in their deck. That is the final round of the game, and then in that final round, if you defeat if only one of the players defeats the enemy's card, they win. And if both players defeat the enemy, you count up the courage and strength total, and whoever has the most wins. If none of the players manages to defeat the opponent's defender, we both lose. Yeah, I think it happened earlier.
Okay.
So, yeah, we reveal the cards. I only have a switch here. And do I want to do that? Maybe I do. Yes. Oh, wait. I also have a move, which I forgot, so I got confused. I will do the move and move the Cyclops here, so it swaps with this one. And then I have 1, 4. I need some more courage. 1, 4. I'm doomed either way. That Kraken is very strong. Yes. Why did you... Why did you do that to me? I don't like it.
Unleash the Kraken.
Okay, I will switch these two. Do the math add up? I don't know. I'll switch these two. The recycle allows me to also put 1 card from... Also, when we move things around, the extra keywords get activated as well, so I could technically recycle now, which means to put a card from the loop area in the bottom of the deck and draw 1 additional card, but I don't think I want to, because now I have enough strength and enough... Yeah, I'm good. So, 1 strength and 1 courage. 3 strength. Double check what I'm saying. 3 courage.
Very strong.
2 courage. And then 1 strength per cog, so another 2 strength.
I'm doomed.
Okay. I hope I didn't mess this up and win by accident. Or by cheating.
No. I'm not sure. Still.
You have a switch keyword.
Yes.
Okay.
I will switch this one.
Okay.
Or I'm not sure.
Ah, this is the block.
Yes.
Yeah, it sucks.
But I have... I'm not sure. This mummy is very tough.
It needs a lot of courage. Yeah, if it gets moved though.
I will use that one, lose that turn, and see what happens in the next one.
Okay.
Because I think I cannot do anything. I will block this one, that one.
Okay.
And then do 1 and 3. 1 strength per star, so 2 more strength.
1 courage.
1 courage.
And that's...
+1 per cog in the memory, so I'm here.
Okay. Is that... are these both connected to the cogs?
Yes.
Okay, so you get 1 of each for every cog. Okay, I couldn't remember that. So, you did not defeat your enemy.
No, because I need a lot of courage and I don't have.
So you will take 1 of the cards in your loop area and place it in the memory. And then you have to choose another one from your loop area to replenish the Kraken, which I'm taking.
Okay.
Okay, so that's how these cards get replenished. So, yeah, you lose 2 cards technically this round. Okay, and I take the Kraken, and as we did in solo mode, I either place it in the memory or in the deck and remove 1 card from the loop. So let's see. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, I will place this one here.
In the memory?
In the memory.
Yes.
And
1 for me to fight.
Another block.
How nice of you.
I have only 5 cards.
Well, well, well. The thing is, though, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's all in the final round. It's not whoever...
If I lose first, I have less than 3 first. It's not.
You have more memory cards. Though, yeah, you have 3 in the loop. That's true. Okay, what did you give me there? The unicorn. Okay. I have a freeze here and nothing else.
I don't have keywords. You have
Oh,
all
wow.
of them. You gave me the wrong cards.
Well, you gave me back the block, so with the freeze, do I want to freeze anything? Not particular. I will freeze itself, the Medusa. So now I have I forgot to do that. 1 strength, another 1. That's 1 courage plus 1 per star, so another 2 courage, and then we have 2 courage and 1 strength, which is opposite of what I needed, so I cannot defeat the unicorn.
Yay!
How about you?
I don't have keywords, so just math here. It's 1 strength per star, so 2 strength. This zombie can ignore. I can ignore
The 1 strength.
The 1 strength plus 2 strength from the Thunderbird. This one is not activated, right?
No. For the phone to be activated, it would need to be next to a cog. So the tick icons here show that the card needs to be next to a cog, which is not.
And probably I have another one here.
Yeah, you place them on the memory.
Because I think I will work. Let's see.
Okay.
But I get 2 more strength here.
Anyway.
This one is another 2 courage and 2 strength because it's +1/+1.
Per cog in the memory.
In the memory.
I thought it was in the loop. Okay.
And
though you have a swap
I can
here.
swap, and I will do the 7th courage to 7 strength, and
well done. I did not. You sounded disappointed.
No, I just didn't. I didn't have any keyboard, so
this
I will do...
is great.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we both defeated the enemy. So we both.
You didn't.
Sorry, I didn't. I forgot. Almost. Sorry. So you take the mummy.
Okay.
And decide whether to place it in the memory, replenish one of those, or the deck. And then I remove one and I give you one. Okay.
This one goes to the loop?
It either goes to the deck and you remove one from the loop, or it goes to the memory and you remove one from the memory. It's the same as in solo mode.
Okay, and I will remove that one.
And you will be facing this one. And I will remove the Medusa. Okay? Reset the cubes as well. Now I feel like I don't have a lot of cards.
I have still 5.
I don't remove the Medusa. I messed it up. The Medusa goes into the memory.
Yes.
Okay, I may have made the wrong choice, but I don't remember which was where. So, what can you do? Okay. I have a freeze and a switch.
I have nothing. I will do the math.
And I need a lot of strength. But I don't have enough strength right now. Okay, I can switch the Medusa with the genie, I think. And then I can move the vampire here and the Cyclops there. And then I can freeze twice.
Freeze.
I'll freeze these two. They are great here.
True.
I don't know if I've done the math correctly though, but let's find out. 1 strength, 1 courage, 3 courage, 3 strength, 2 courage and 1 strength, and another strength.
Okay.
Okay, so I defeat the unicorn.
Okay. Me. This one is +1/+1. This one is
Yes,
true,
next to a cog, yes.
so it's +2/+2.
Nice.
This one is false, so it's just 1. I can
Ignore the 4
lowest.
strength.
Yes. This one is +2/+2.
Yes.
And I don't have to
Swap. You don't need to swap.
Yes.
Great. So we both defeated this time, and I'm not cheating. Okay, so we take the card, place it either in the memory or in the deck. It's a block again. You. I will place it in the memory and remove this, and then we place one for the enemy to.
We need to remove one from the loop area to the discard pile.
No, that's only if you don't defeat the. If you don't defeat your enemy, you take one card from the loop and place it into the memory. If you defeat the enemy, you take the enemy. Where did you place your the card? In the deck?
In the deck.
Ah, yes. So you need to remove one from the loop into the discard pile.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't. Yeah, okay. And now you choose one for me to fight for the next round. Oh.
You can fight Mummy. Can you?
You can fight a Medusa.
Okay.
Okay. And then I have frozen these. So.
4 cards.
4 cards, yes. Do I need to shuffle? Yeah, the order may matter, but I'm not looking. This is it. Okay.
No keywords? I'm done with the keywords.
I have a switch. Yes, I have a switch. Do I want to switch something? No, those those are 2 blocks. I have a freeze, which I don't know. Yeah, it could be important. Which one do I freeze? I'll freeze the vampire.
Okay.
Okay, so now let's see if I have enough. 1 and 1, 1 courage, another 3 courage, 3 strength, 2 courage and 1 strength, and 2 strength. Okay, I'm good.
Yes. This one is false, so just 2 strength. This one 1 strength per star, so just 1 strength. This one is 1 courage plus 1 courage per star, so 2. No, that was 2 plus 1, 3. So
you were moving, yeah, from, okay.
Okay. Then this one is true, it's the last slot, so on 6. This is +2/+2. And now do I have to switch or no, I'm good?
No, you're good. So we both defeated. So we both get it. Decide whether we want to place it in the deck or... Yeah, I'll go with the deck.
Okay, I place this on the memory.
Okay, so you remove the one in the discard pile, the other one. And I need to... Oh.
It's very weird.
Okay, I discard this and don't look.
I'm not looking.
I don't think it matters that much though.
This one.
Okay. And now with 3 cards each, we get into the final combat. It's the final round, whatever happens.
Chances to have these cogs near each other.
Aren't they going to be...
No. If one in the middle. I'm not looking.
If you put them on the sides.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, you're fine. I have a switch keyword, but with the block, I don't want to use it. I don't think so. Let me see. That's correct. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I should be good. Yeah, I should be fine. So, I do not use the switch, and I have 1 and 1, another here, 3 courage, 2 courage, and 1 strength.
Oh, you did it.
Yeah, and then another 2 strength.
So
I defeated. Oh, you didn't?
I'm not sure. Let's
Do
go
you have
back.
any keywords?
What's that? This one is just 1 courage because I
Yeah.
don't have any stars. This one is true, so I get 2 and 2. This one is false, so I get 1. This one is, I removed 1 cog, so it's just +1. And this one is 2.
So you're good.
No, good, this 2, sorry.
Ah, okay. But you don't have the switch anymore.
Yes.
Wow. And that's not a good card to have at the end because
Yes,
it
and
cannot
my
go
mistake was
here.
to remove the switch.
Yeah, you could
Because
have done it
it was
now.
+1/+1 and the switch ability.
Oh, well, maybe you should have gotten more keywords. So, since I defeated the Phoenix and Spyros didn't defeat the Cyclops, I win.
Good job.
You're going to have nightmares tonight, I'm afraid. I have overcome mine.
I think I'm going to drink some beers tonight.
It gets worse. Anyway, that was it. Both the solo mode and the 2-player version. We hope you enjoyed the game. I think it's spectacular how many choices you can have with 18 cards
Yes.
and just a player board. Honestly, I did not expect that. It's very interesting and it's quite a nice puzzle to solve.
Yes.
We haven't tried the higher difficulties, but I'm intrigued to see if we can manage to
And
figure
it
it out.
was very fast and
it
always
plays very
active
fast.
to see what you place, what
Yeah,
can you do.
and what we did now explaining, you could do simultaneously and save more time
Yes,
like
of
that
course.
as well. We're just doing it for the video. So yeah, that was the game. Again, it's 1 out of the 3 PNP games, print and play games in the PNP bundle. Currently on Gamefound. Go check out the campaign, see what the other 2 have to offer. We will do playthroughs for the other 2 as well, so if you're interested in that, subscribe, hit the bell button and get notified whenever they go live. And yeah, I think that's it. I will put the links in the description below, in the first comment, obviously, so you can easily find out more about the games. And that's all. We hope to see you in the next one, and we hope you had fun. See you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.